100 something. It's a 100 something. The blue die is the tens digit, so that's 100.
Okay.
30.
Welcome to the random audit.
135.
We are going to be doing the treasurer's race. They are picking the random 6 batches for the treasurer's race.
First one is batch 135. Hi, cool.
Hi, guys.
Welcome everybody to our random batch audit for this August 6th, 2024 primary election.
My job so this chair doesn't roll away.
There you go.
Okay. So that's the
not
first
my job.
batch is 135.
So you get to
Susanna, you get to roll for the second batch.
I get to a good.
You get to roll 2.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see.
Okay.
Once again, it's
One again.
1. Wait, red is even. So that's a 0. So it's batch 30. Did I get that right? 37?
Yep.
Batch
Well,
37.
no, this is an even number.
So that's a 0 if
I
it's
thought the
even. If
evens,
it's one, if it's an odd
odd
number,
number is 1. Okay.
roll it out.
Okay. There you go.
So odd numbers, it's a 1. Right. It is 126.
Well, you get to roll the dice.
People will ask me and I'll say, what are they doing on play craps?
You're
Well,
going
yeah.
to
Way
ready to go to
Aussie over
Vegas.
here. I
Aha.
said you needed to-
Okay, so that's a 0.
0.
So the red is the first one?
Yep.
0's 98. Batch 98.
Cool.
These are really low batches.
Yeah, these are, that's what I was thinking, which puts
We
us right at the stuff
Really?
coming in the very beginning.
only
Yep.
have 177 batches.
You're supposed to be writing them on here. I think.
I'll write them down.
Really, under 200 batches. So what do we have, less than 20%?
No, we had a little over 20 as of yesterday.
As of yesterday.
Yes.
Which
But these don't
wasn't,
match your colors, Kelly. Right here. 1.
Methinks people are disgusted,
I think that.
and it's like, I've been saying for a long time, you want me to continue to repeat doing what I was doing and that it wasn't
what's the first
working.
number? Red or
That's a 0.
Again.
And 13. Batch 13.
Yeah, it's exactly it.
I don't like this thing, I think.
Oh, here we are.
Here we go again.
Super low batches.
Oh, shoot. Well, I'm trying.
So that's a 0, 8, 5. Batch 85.
There's no batch 4.
No,
No.
that's the first digit. So if it's even, it's a 0. If it's an odd number, it's a 1.
Oh, I
So we
see.
keep rolling low numbers.
Because they all start with, okay.
See, I want some near the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that'd be some worth.
Is it the last one?
Whoa! 7 over there.
So that's batch 17.
That's
That's really,
So we're gonna
Four
get,
people in that bad.
we're gonna get about 300 to count.
okay.
That's my guess.
So,
Because we're at the very
300
beginning.
out of, you got,
I like the guys.
They're like,
you said what, under 200 batches?
Guys.
What's the total?
177 batches. We have,
Things with those guys, I can
as of yesterday, it was over 14,000.
So, 300 out of 14,000, we're not even getting a quarter.
We're about 35%.
huh?
Yeah,
No, we have 300 out of
14,000, yeah.
Divided by 45.
not even close to that. It's
No,
really
no,
super
we're
low.
looking at, she says about 300,000.
I'm guessing.
Oh,
I'm guessing.
So that puts.
oh, you're looking.
I'm guessing. It's like 2%.
Each batch could be up to about $100, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, there's a really number of
We're just making
you
it
heard
look
back
at
from them already.
Yeah.
You heard back from them that quickly.
Yes, they got the answer for you.
They must
We're not the first one who sent it to them.
Well, that night, people.
You and I get to comment.
Oh, I was gonna say, 'cause my mouth is so good.
Oh, it's one.
After that, I need toes, okay? It's like, ah.
Have you been to one of these before?
Not that, well, not a random audit like that, but
Have you picked out
I
baskets
spent a
yet?
lot of
Yeah.
time.
I have them right here, sorry.
They're all low.
I've spent a lot of time in this room before it was this. Those are some nice blue trays too. I'll let the post office see them, they'll be gentle with us.
They're not all rounded out like.
Broken down. Yeah, there's some things happening out there that I would have, that I'm looking the shit out of, but I'd have never foreseen. So, Jason Francis going on. What is?
So afterwards, we'll go upstairs and show the response. I got.
Yeah, I kind of figured they had something canned already. I mean, they have to because people are upset.
Overvotes.
There's security. Always tell them shoot first, ask questions later.
Exactly. Well, I came back here and thought, oh, I'll just park back there. And then I realized, oh, I'm not
So
an
you got your six
employee,
batches?
so I had to go
Yeah,
park back
have to
over
get
there.
Number
There's
17.
nothing to do.
Yeah.
I can take that. No? So 13, 3, 12.
Not the ones that I can actually
No.
see.
I'm
You
confused.
think it's summer?
35, 37, 26,
I'm
13.
spending far too much time on
Ones. Okay.
my legal battles
I
and
got it.
personal things.
Took me a minute to catch
That's kind
on.
of something I wanted to ask you about too. But just your professional opinion on something that has supposedly been filed.
Look at the cool baby one.
Seen it, I just
See,
run it by you, but that's.
whoop de doo. Can't we pick a different one?
Because which one is that? Okay, it's like one tablet.
No, there's about 10.
Oh, no.
It's better than the 6 I picked last time.
Yeah. And now you have to pull all those back out. Back in there.
Oh, yeah, they get to do all that.
Tape it up again.
Take it all
And then
back.
do another audit next week. What's next week's audit anyway?
Next week's audit?
What's that?
That's where the
I'm not gonna be here, but I'm just curious.
we pick random ballots from random batches for one election. And we report the results to the Secretary of State and they compare the reported result to cast vote.
Double check my typing. 13 is our loan number.
17,
13,
yeah, 13, 17, 11,
5.
12, 26, and 35.
What were they again?
She's actually verifying she pulled the right ones while you were set.
13, 17, 37.
Okay,
I heard something totally different when you
Yes, you
said that.
did. He was joking.
Okay, 85, 126, and 135.
So you're saying we don't have a batch 11?
Now I have to pull the results, and then I'm gonna put you in charge, because Steve and I will handle the ballots, and I'll put you in charge of telling me, yep, it matches, or no, it doesn't, but you
Oh, so
can't
you guys
show
are
us what
telling
the
we're not.
You're
results
the
are.
judge. No, the law changed. I can't let you touch the ballots anymore.
Unless there's with each party. And we don't have a Democratic
But
representative.
she's a regular person. She's
Yeah,
not
I
a
signed
party.
myself in as
She's not a
myself,
party.
and I didn't sign in with the party.
But you are.
Yeah, there's nobody that knows me that would believe I was here to help them. Although I am pretty tore up about this whole camel thing. I mean,
Let me have this
there were
that I-
primary
Which party-
votes
Right,
cast
those
for Biden already.
Which
and
party were you?
Not that one.
No.
Not the blue one.
Do you know the history? The red party used to be the blue party.
I was just gonna say, of the parties or of the
That means
state?
I don't. Cool, I don't have to sit here.
No.
Our original politicians in this state, despite what color they may have, were either socialists or communists, so there's that.
We are being recorded.
Yeah. It's a historical fact. I can't help it. It's like, I didn't write it.
So the law changed. Because when we're sitting in front of you, you might touch the ballot. and change.
The law changed.
Do you know what? We had to share at a meeting last night. It's interesting, some of the new laws.
At what kind of a meeting?
Mason County Sportsman Association. They meet once a month.
Well, maybe that's the group I need to join to talk to our chamber. Yeah.
You could
Oh,
join
no,
that one.
he has 3 monthly meetings with the public.
Wow, that's
One
nice.
over at Spencer
Come to one
Lake.
of those sheriff's breakfasts.
I'm gonna have to because I can't get the man to respond to me at all.
It's,
So
In
you-
fact, he's actively avoiding.
So he's got a Spencer Lake one. He's got one at the
Belfair.
Belfair, the burger thingy. Yeah, and he has another one,
There's one at
Matlock.
Matlock.
Matlock that is probably moving.
You used to have one at Lilywalk.
And Lilywalk, they shut down the restaurant. They shut down the oyster bar because he's putting in a septic system and redoing the kitchen, and he's been basically shut down for a year.
Is that Duffy's old place?
I don't
Used
know,
to
it's
be
an
the
old,
bank.
it used to be a bank.
Yeah.
Right,
Before
it
that, it
was.
was something else. So, but he was having a meeting there once a month.
Well, the big restaurant right there on the water in Hood's Point. I went to school.
You're talking about the Mexican restaurant?
No, it's the great big wooden building. I don't know what it is now, but it used to be the only restaurant.
Okay, yeah, you've only got, now you've got.
And it was called Duffy's.
Now you've got the Mexican restaurant, or the bar, or the burger place.
It was called Duffy's because that was their son's name. And they lived right down the street from me in Olympia. And they drove to Hoodsport every day to know that restaurant.
There's a new pizza place out at the old Busy Bee.
Oh, really?
Like Busy Bee. They've been out there for a while. They got grinders and pizzas and salads and
Well,
Not too bad.
there's not bad prices. So,
I like the new deli that popped up there in Union.
oh, that's on the other side. I don't have to go over there.
Yeah, it is. Well, if you take the mail, you have to go to all of them. So the post office frowns on, not taking Union's mail because it's out of your way. It's no matter what Bill Gates thinks. So yeah, exactly. Because do you know, and I'm not kidding, it's not just an expression. It takes an act of Congress to move, improve, build, or anything a United States post office.
It does.
It does.
Yes. I
Oh,
learned that
it'd be
there's
nice if they would quit losing my stuff.
It takes
Shipping it out of the
years for that process. But Bill Gates bought a piece of property in Union, and the truck has to literally pull in and bump his edges to back into the post office. And within 6 months of that beeper going off, there was a brand new building and everything in the post
Weird
office.
how that happened.
Isn't that weird? It's really weird. And it's just, wow. So I'm sure all that red tape and congressional hearings and stuff was just done at night when C-SPAN wasn't on.
You got
Yeah.
that's how it's done.
Just try and go find it. Go try and find those hearings.
Okay, so right here, and I've covered these up so that I'm not looking at them. Please vote by mail about 0013.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have 00, the one
Yep.
with that. So those are the results that we will
So when you guys,
color out.
okay, and I'll say true or false.
Okay, rememberize me and how this goes.
So, she's gonna give us a batch. We split it in half.
Okay, and
We're
then
gonna
we divide
separate
it
them
out
into the bins.
between Sharon Hannock and Mike.
And any
Mike
overvotes,
Giai. I hope I'm
undervotes,
pronouncing his name
write-ins.
correctly, Mike. I mean, Bill
The
disrespect.
treasurer.
Yeah.
And,
It was either the treasurer or his new boss.
Well, that makes
The
sense.
only two were 2 people.
Oh,
I really wanted to do the governor and then.
Yeah, it'd take about a week.
that's the one that we all want to know about.
So, but we did pick a contest that is, county statewide.
Yeah, but we don't like to know how they lost. They over 500,000 votes.
course, they're not going to stay in any order. Here, I'll do this. That will print a little bit more than writings.
Oh, there's so many names on this election. I was looking through the results and I was like, who did I vote for? I don't even remember. On some of the smaller ones, you know, because I read about them and if I hadn't heard about them before, their name did not stick in my head. I'm like, this is a lot of people.
Yeah, it's like, and some of those names on there is like Slow Mo Joe or whatever.
Well, you know, I remember voting for a space guy
Yeah,
because I didn't like anybody else.
There you go.
I have a standard go-to if I don't like anybody. I write in my dog.
See, I wrote in Mickey Mouse one time.
I used to, that was all I wrote in was
But
Mickey
then somebody
Mouse.
ran as Mickey Mouse.
I was gonna say, but then, yeah, so I don't.
Do you know how
Oh,
difficult
that's
that makes for us?
They
Or-
Just
ran as
saying.
Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck, whichever one it was, they ran as that.
That was
It's
that name, yeah, so I quit using that.
Yeah, me too.
Started using my dog. I figured he couldn't do that bad a job.
I would do a way better job, Darcy.
Yeah,
So this is batch 13, right?
lucky 13.
So one of the things you guys told me.
Now
is
you're
when
going to
you make-
count without telling anybody.
That you verify that it's actually the correct name on there.
Yes, as you look, you're physically looking at the race to make sure that it's actually for the right one, that we didn't slip it in the wrong bucket.
And we should have explained the purpose, right? Where this random batch audit helps us confirm, allows us to confirm that the paper ballot matches the scanned image, matches the tabulated result.
Yes.
Right?
The human touch.
Mm.
Move on. Put that back. We're both going to count these together.
Oh, we're gonna,
Wait a minute.
Wait, what are you doing?
No.
No.
Don't
So
I count and we trade?
yeah, so you write down on. He's gonna say how many are in there. Write his number down, and then you guys are gonna swap. Write your number down. Then you guys can you compare after you count all the numbers in each bucket.
good?
4, 5, 6.
You're going to put you for a human gem.
serious when there's red pins involved.
Always red pens in here.
Serious.
People don't have red pens. There are some people who need.
Red pins, it's in that budget work. I got some returners on there.
This one doesn't go well. Actually, it's all really high, but it doesn't go well. One of those chairs should sit in.
Got a really nice gamer's chair you could have. Because my daughter does not appreciate it.
So you guys get to compare numbers first.
43, 41, and 12 unders. Yep. 43 for Mike, 41 for Sharon, and then there were 12 undervotes. We agree?
We passed, we agreed?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, we have a good sense.
Take your gold star.
I was pretty darn close on that one. I told you the little baby one. I was pretty close on having wearing it.
I'm glad they rolled this one. There's like 17. Next one.
17 contains 7 numbers.
That's,
Well, that'll be an easy one to get.
that's one.
That's a whole batch.
One batch?
Yeah,
Oh, cool.
I think that was me that rolled that there.
Was it that one that's like, where the hell's Lily?
Number 2.
What's that one?
And we had to duplicate it either in the system or it's a.
It's map 17, correct?
Yep.
Okay, you ready there, Mr.?
Nope. We need number 2. We need the
Oh,
real
we need-
ballot.
See, I might have picked this new one, but I still cause trouble.
Now are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, wait, I didn't give you all the dollars.
Oh, wait a minute. Where's the raise?
Trying to throw me off.
Where's the raise at? Three. 0.
63000.
Batch.
When we speak to you to tell you about postmark.
That's the one I guess that was 10.
Oops.
What's the
Pretty
thing?
close.
Something post office yesterday? You know what they did after 5 o'clock? They locked them on. So you couldn't get in to put ballots in there.
Number 37.
So I said, thank you. That's new.
What they're supposed to do is have an employee in the lobby with a tub saying, oh, did you need to drop a ballot? And collecting them directly. That's what they're supposed to do.
We'll remind them that next time.
Well,
But they are trying to be sensitive to the issue.
well, no, not really, because remember when I told you, we shouldn't be counting postmark after the 8 o'clock deadline?
Exactly.
Somebody can put their ballot in the mail as early as 3 o'clock and still not get it time stamped appropriately. So anything that is marked after 8 p.m. on Tuesday is very questionable because there's a 999% chance it came in long before 8 p.m. Nothing dropped in those, and that's why Shelton did it. That's why they locked their lobby doors. Because then you have to take it around to the blue boxes. You know what happens with those? They don't get picked up
Till the next day.
until the next morning. So there's no chance of them being postmarked appropriately despite
That would be postmarked late down there.
even ballots coming back from the Shelton post office on the final pickup at 6 o'clock aren't making it back to Tumwater in time to get shipped to Tacoma to get postmarked. And that's the bulk of their day's mail. Everything that comes back to the carriers, everything. It comes back in blue drop boxes. The only heavier mail they send back in all day is at 3 o'clock. And those 3 o'clock ballots, if they're in that batch, they probably will get postmarked before it leaves. But anything after 3 o'clock drops off in Shelton on the day of election day will not get properly postmarked.
And that'd be the same in Riverwalk because ours have to go to Hoodsport, then it goes to downtown, then it goes to Olympia, then it goes to
Oh, honey, I know where your mail's at. It's unbelievable.
I wish I had your number, you could have found my dog for me.
Oh, well, not once it enters that system. In theory, their system runs just like this one. They can tell you where any identifiable piece of mail is at any time.
No, they just told me that we got it, we delivered it.
Yeah.
So I have to go
A little
and,
slow,
I have to just reopen it.
a little slow.
I just have to reopen the case. And make them actually go tell me what happened with the ballots, because everybody's ballots was lost for a week. Coming out to us.
I just put down the next one.
Oh, that's
Which is news.
Well, they clearly, they clearly found a half a
Please keep
million of
going.
them at
Okay, turn it,
825, but they lost about
That's
832.
how I did it. When I could touch them, that's what I did.
So, yeah, so that's why the postal employees are supposed to be out there and they're supposed to have a direct tug or a carrier or somebody out there collecting those until 8 p.m. Then lock the doors and the boxes. And, that way it's the only way we can be sure that they're being, and they should be stamped, and then they should hand stamp those with the correct time and date. Which I don't think I've ever seen a hand stamp, a round stamp ballot come through there. My grandparents have been taking the mail from Olympia to Lily Walk and all points in between. Well, solid from 1934 to 1980. Nobody handled Shelton's mail but us. So, I grew up in front of that mill. I learned to read that. Lillywop, it's the word with all the L's in it.
Little people.
The frog people.
Lillywop, Lilliputians is how my grandfather put it. He just became very familiar with all of his travels.
So one of the, little graders, he was one of the airplane mechanics from Montana. His wife, who met and married in Oregon, and she went to Montana to meet him. And she was standing at the corner waiting for the bus or whatever. And the local sheriff, a strange, pretty woman in town, was asked her how she could get up. And he said, "Oh, I'll get you a ride."
It's a way to get out there.
Not unusual.
So it's kind of.
You kind of have to, it used to be a joke in the 70s. Why doesn't the post office handle our elections and our census? Because they're the only people going to your house every day.
Know where it is.
That's right. They know where it's at and who lives there. But somebody took that way too seriously and said, hey, mail-in ballots, now there's an opportunity. Yeah, she was supercharging the child too. I can't say anything about it now. And I think my class she would say thank you very much. A good long speech about how hard you worked on that pamphlet.
3857,050.
Got that? 38 for Mike.
Yep.
57 for Sharon.
Sharon.
Yep.
And
Zero
5 undervotes, 0 in the other departments.
You said 050, I got me confused, but it's in
Yeah.
a different order.
Yeah, it is. Undervotes, there were 5.
That's good.
And nothing in the other spaces.
Okay, we're halfway through. Do you need a break?
Okay. That's 85.
Batch 85.
Hey, it's actually got some in it.
I don't have a printout for 85. So how about we come back to 85?
Well, I'll go get it. Why don't you start sorting?
Sorry.
5085?
Yeah, it's only halfway, I only got 2 to go.
Well, 2 down, 2 to go. That is halfway.
3 down, 2.
Oh, yeah.
We have to count the 9.
That's perfect. So effectively, that little room there now is a Faraday cage. Is that what?
That was the attempt, but we are well short of that.
The glass,
Need to come up with
plastic
another plan.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to take you over to my brother's
085.
office where he built the entire digital archives for the state of Washington and show you how they tackled the
I want to see it.
Faraday cage. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I do want to see
you
it.
gotta go to Cheney. Okay. He will,
Cheney, I'm in.
he will talk your ear off, but he will be so happy to show you around.
Okay, no, Marie and I'll make the road trip.
Okay.
You gonna meet us over there?
Yeah.
You
Yes,
set it up?
Guess it's my brother. I'll have,
You set it up, we'll go.
Okay. Well, you'll have to give me like a window of opportunity to.
We will.
Yeah, real fine copy there. So see-through.
That's exactly where he has all his servers in.
Yeah.
I actually bought the
Might
cloth
bring
to go on the
TJ
car.
with us.
Yeah, I have the cloth and I have the bag too, so.
I have to move something. It's a worrisome thing that's covered up. Very,
You know what's really neat with the cell phone though, is I actually had people test it and made sure it was nicely sealed. I called them up,
Do you share your location with anybody?
my phone.
With your family or anything? We have 3 of us that are in contact. I can always look and see where they are. So I made sure they were aware of where I was going and what I was doing that day. And that I was gonna test this. I put it in that bag. I completely disappeared.
yeah, you just.
I'm on GPS. They could get nothing. Nothing.
They have a drone looking for you right now.
I the more I find out about when and where I was born, the more people give me cross-eyed looks about who and why they all followed me around like they do. Guess we'll all find out sooner or later. Even a friend up at Renegade Gun was looks at me funny sideways.
About 3 months ago, I'm in a strong word. Our son built a party, whatever you want to call it. Well, it does it all the time.
Massive, but we've had some massive coronal eruptions.
Oh, you betcha. And it just missed us.
I know.
Somebody asked me, hey, does that hurt? Well, I'll tell you. It's a ball of plasma, which is atoms without electrons, so they're dense. Very hot. It's about the size and weight of the Earth. I mean, you actually 300,000 miles an hour.
What do you think?
Yeah.
That might hurt.
Cannonball the size of the Earth.
I bet my money on a massive eruption sometime the end of October that will just conveniently put down the internet and a lot of other things just in time for the beginning of November. I know. Great minds think alike. They're not fooling anybody anymore. The more obvious it becomes, the more dangerous. Like I said, you can't help but feel for that one party that got absolute, but you know, it's the party of democracy. And then they had a candidate installed who had a single vote. How's that working out for you guys? I think if we were a true democracy, the other party would stand up and say, hey, that's wrong. What about it? Maybe it's time for a switch again. I don't.
Thirty-one, 42, 1.
31 for Mike, 42 for Sharon, and 1 for Georgia.
Okay,
2 to go.
these next ones are each 300. Yeah, lie on that one.
Do, because I don't do 3 batches of 300.
I know.
They're too hard to handle.
I remember her telling me she tried not to do more than 100.
Yeah, 100, 105, I mean, but it's rather to do 5 than 5, so.
Right. Yeah.
different reason. So if I have what's called the batches that go in the black bin or the ballots that go in the black bin,
And you
that
have to put them
require
back
special
together in a
attention,
specific
goes
order.
together.
Yeah,
Oh,
everything
order.
is labeled.
That's how we,
That-
that's how
well,
we're
that-
able to trace things so quickly if there's ever a question.
Well, and then the random or the RLA goes by the numbering on the top. Makes it much faster for us to run that audit.
so what are you doing over there? Putting them back in order?
Yeah,
The numerical order.
Actually, second week last year, but you guys were sorting it by procedure. Oh, that's interesting.
Just putting it back in order. We're at the top, so it's for the RLA.
Well, you guys should be so thankful as we have been cleaning that. The other day on the get to it, some people and somebody said, what do they mean by? Oh, that's it.
I love it that our observers are our best advocates. They tell everybody how we really do it.
If you were uncomfortable with you guys do determine how to inspect. So this is. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
But you gotta look at the whole ballot and there's
Yeah. So that just made a little more, oh, that makes sense. I understand that. Yeah, I have to be very good. Thank you for- I can make sure you do the other day. Just over the post. Make sure you do. Is
he's a
it
little slow, but
Wait, I know. Presented ballots.
what? Must have been you.
It was not me.
such pretty tubs and trays.
I like that size and they're strong too.
Yeah, those are nice looking.
These ones tend to bend in the middle.
Yeah. In theory, these days, those when those arrive at the post office, they should already be ready to just take and put in the carrier's vehicle. And then at least burn the clock by sorting it all and then put it back. So, or they don't have it anymore.
Takes a while, so
I'm not being facetious. Good job. I would hope if you guys when you sorted it, would keep them in order.
Messy carriers. Messy.
35.
24.
31.
31 before. So I count my phone.
So you're assuming Mary's correct.
I could be wrong. Count it. You want me to count it?
No, I can handle it.
No, you're assuming Marie's correct.
I know. It could be you are correct and I'm wrong.
Then you'll have to count the 39.
There's 10.
I'm gonna line up that so I can see.
Oh, there's
He's
more
already
than
passed
25.
30. It was me.
It's because he didn't stack his.
I was doing it. So I can just go 10, 20, 30. Unless I just counted.
35.
35 and 31 and then 4 undervotes and the rest of them are all like
Yep.
zeros.
One to go.
Last batch.
Good job.
Number 135.
Yep.
Woohoo.
Okay, now try to get him in the right bucket this time.
I'm gonna do my
Okay.
best. Think we'll both go on that note. How's that? Shuffling cards.
Slate.
Just double check that.
I wonder if that's just what camouflage your fingerprints.
I want to do. You know what makes it much easier than.
And then the other things they said that your fingerprints are camouflage.
Yeah, anything to fill in your policies.
Either that or you can just use a liner.
Bring your stuff.
Yeah, that's really the best way to eliminate things.
Burn this one. I like burning stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
I used to get them all the time when I cooked.
Yeah.
And I was like, every time I put something up,
Yeah,
I should know better.
that's what it goes to.
Well, you have all of us the kids. Don't touch it, they're burning. None of us.
No. Well, no, especially. Don't touch that baby, it's hot. As soon as you turn your back. It's hot.
I had 29, 67 and 1.
So we matched on these. One. What's
I've never used this before. How does it work?
you just put a little on your fingers, rub your fingers together.
Okay.
Then you can actually grab it.
Well, you could spit it if it would be the same.
Same thing. Just spreading your DNA all over. It's about what it is.
You don't grab it.
It's a woman thing. Or a guy thing.
Me and my brother were both pretty well neat freaks. Still are.
30.
30? We like it.
You grew one,
30.
you found one.
They get sticky with your fingers aren't working good. So we have 30, 67, so
1.
30 for Mike, 67 for Sharon, 1 undervote and 0 right and 0.
Good job.
Yay. Everything is matching. Keep all of
Okay.
this.
So that concludes our random badge audit for the August 6, 2024 primary. Hope you guys all had as much fun as we did. And thanks to the observers for joining us today and providing all the public commentary.
Yeah.
And Kaylee, thanks for running the video.
Bye.
And